Hello everyone and welcome to another Tuesday stream, Drawing with Kuro. As you can see by the logo and the title, today it is just me, so it is a little bit like the old days, although we will miss Kellen very dearly. His insight on these transformations is always valuable, and it's just fun having someone to chat with, but we could rock it with just me today. As you can see, I still have a little bit more work to do on Otthor, the transformation from last week's stream. I will get to that as soon as I can. I just wanted to show you where my progress was at. But, you know, he will be done within a reasonable amount of time. Last time I did a bunch of Drazing commissions, I had to do a catch-up stream to do, like, the last, like, final 10-20 minutes of each transformation. And it might come down to that as well. But if so, we will keep y'all updated. Although next Tuesday's stream is a very special stream. It's going to be our second guest stream ever, not only of the year, but the second time we're doing this period, with The Hawk Down. We're very excited to have him on the stream as well. That's going to be a really fun time. If you haven't seen the last stream we had a guest, it was KJM Arch. You can find that on the channel. And before we begin, I do want to give another shout out to the Rural Justice Network, a nonprofit organization that I help run. Tonight at 7 p.m. EST, about 5 hours from now, we are doing a fundraising stream for our 6th annual Small Town Pride event. We've been doing this event every year since 2021. I've been very happy to be a part of it and contribute and work my way into the organization and see which ways I can give back to it. And if you're able to tune in, that would be fantastic. Even if you can't donate, you can at least find links to the stream down below in the description. We're broadcasting on the Rural Justice Network Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I would love if y'all tuned in. I'm going to be there at the beginning, and then I'm going to be operating the stream mechanics from behind the scenes as Samantha takes over as host. But it'll be great just to have your viewership and your support. We would really appreciate it. But let's move on to today's transformation, which is Damoth. As you can tell, obviously, it is based on the word mammoth and dam. Good old Drazen, everybody. So he has similar powers to what you might be used to with some Drazen transformations, as in it involves metal. But in this sense, we're going to be basing his abilities slightly off of Bane, specifically the Batman's interpretation of the character, as well as a few other references that I have off to my side. Essentially, what it says right here, he's a monstrous mammoth-like being that requires external life support to function, so he might have a couple of mechanical attributes that I could probably just weave into the suit. He's not sure whatever other ideas he can make for this. The only other thought were maybe some inspiration from the Batman, which I just went over. I talked to him a little bit earlier. I was thinking about giving him very dense, shiny, metallic fur, and then you can see it expand and rip through the fur and skin and reveal the muscles underneath like it's raging out. So, very light on the requirements for this transformation, so we're going to be experimenting a little bit. But as always, thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy yourselves, and please let me know if my microphone volume or the music volume is either too loud or too quiet. It looks like we have a message right here from Elizabeth Susan. As always, good to see you. A member for 23 months. That's coming up on 2 years now. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for your prolonged support. Completely forgot about daylight saving time, so I was taken aback when I saw you live at 9 instead of 10, like it was. Oh yeah, daylight savings did happen. I had to change all my clocks in the house. Whatever, still super excited for episode 14, as am I. My 8-year journey of 5YL ends with it. Yeah, so you've been here basically since the beginning. 5YL's 9th anniversary will be this April 3rd. I had to think about it myself. Which is a Friday. Maybe we'll do something for it. I guess we'll see. But yeah, let's get to drawing this old mammoth here. I assume he'd like it to be quadrupedal. I actually don't hear any music right now. Let me try to pump up the jams a bit. There's a lot of... Yeah, when I go off of this algorithm, because I use a lot of atmospheric music when I'm listening to something or for 5YL, so I have to, like, select a more, enthusiastic category, I guess. Let's click this one. Epidemic Essentials. Techno Essentials. We don't listen to a lot of techno on this channel. Let's see where this brings us. Kellen will be missed. That is correct, Golden Dragonoid. But thank you for tuning in. At least you're here. Let's see. Yeah. And I do want to show his power a little bit, so I'm going to do that thing where I'll draw, like, part of one arm displaying his ability. Maybe I'll even do it. Yeah, you know what? Let me try something. Try a little something right here. We'll do the big roided out arm on the outside, like this, and everything else. Just right here. I've drawn a couple of elephant transformations. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe I've drawn a mammoth specifically type transformation before. I actually drew Arctus. Yeah, alright. Was that mammoth or elephant? Correct. Because that is one of the ones I was thinking of. I suppose that was more mammoth-like, wasn't it? Let me take a look again. Because I remember the mammoth, elemental, elephant, the elephant one with the 6 arms. I remember that one. That was definitely elephant. Arctus maybe have been more mammoth than elephant too. The outline looks like Heat Blast's Predator. Yeah, it's got that big, bulky, strong silhouette to it so far. We're going to round him out a little bit with some more elephant mammoth features, though. You gotta have the tusks. The tusks in the trunk are key. And the ears. Basically, it mostly comes down to the face. Elephants, from what I can recall, have more forward tusks, while mammoths have that big, long arch all around. In fact, I want to look at Arctus as well as Elemental. What was his name? The element one. Elemental, was it? Is that? Yes, okay. Yeah, I want to look at both of them to make sure I'm not drawing the same thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I did kind of do the curved arch tusks with them as well, but these ones are shaped differently. Elementals are much smaller, and Arctus curve even further back. Arctus has top pointed ears. Elemental has like big flaps. So with this one, I suppose it makes the most sense to go very loose, bottom hanging, flappy ears. We can even give him the little tuft of hair up top. Maybe even really tiny beady eyes too. No, Drazen did say this transformation requires some form of like external life support. So perhaps I can add that into the face as well somewhere. Maybe having the tusk in some type of chamber. That could be fun. Are there any aliens I did a 180 on opinion-wise at some point? I ask because mustache is now in my top 5 very abruptly. Every now and then, yeah, it happens. I remember I really did not care for Forearms or Humongosaur back when the show was airing, and now I've come around to them and found a lot of appreciation for them. Likewise, I used to really enjoy... Who was it? There was one I used to like a lot, and I stopped caring about him as much. Goop, I guess? I still like Goop. I like Goop a lot. I'll go to bat for Goop, but he used to be, like, within my top aliens of all time, and now, not so much. I mean, he's cool and all, but I don't know. I don't like him as much as I used to, but I'm still a big Goop defender. Let's see. couple more technological assets. We can even have the pipes go down his tusks as well, just to really play up that life support thing. Almost like a respirator, not quite, but certainly close to the almost said naval cavities, nostril cavities. Am I going to draw Shellhead, Sandbox, and Snake Pit in the future? Yes, at some point in time, they will come to fruition. Absolutely. Where can I watch my short film plugged in? It is currently not online anywhere. I think I do have permission to upload it now, but I just gotta find the time and place for it. But I'm very happy with the result. I'd love to get it out there soon. It's currently being shown at a film festival in Lisbon, which is pretty funky nice. Pretty nice, pretty bomb diggity actually. But I didn't go. Too expensive. Let's see how we doing. Are these two like much like webbed? Let me look up elephant ears again. I don't want it to look too much like a lizard and froggy or whatnot. Goop is satisfying to watch when the board artists really felt it. Yeah. Goop is very visually interesting. I think that's a big part of why I loved him so much. But I don't know. They didn't show him as much as I really would have liked. Like, after a while, he just kind of resorted to cameos. As did Jet Ray, which I talk a little bit about in a video I've been trying to get out the past couple of weeks. I think I'm finally at my last hurdle, and I can really have it out this weekend, which would be really nice. That would be beautiful. I'm very excited for y'all to see that video. Big ol' elephant head. Now, are there ways to make it look more mammoth than elephant? I think maybe like the size of the head? Because he is starting to look a little bit more elephant, yeah. Maybe even longer tusks too. Like, really drop these down. That might really help. Super long tusks. Shrink the head a little bit. Add that fur on top. Voiced by Ray Romano. That will really be cooking. Do I take song recommendations? Unfortunately, I can't. I can only play what is on Epidemic Sound, or else my streams will get striked. Every now and then, I risk a stream here and there with, like, Spotify songs. I don't think I've done it in a year or two or so. But it's not something I can do often or guarantee. I know some streamers, like, pay, like, a really expensive license to do it. I don't think I'm quite there yet. Yeah. I'll do that. Maybe shrink everything but the tusks, too. Like, we just shrink the head a little bit. Leave the tusks. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then give him a little bit of fluff on top. What's Mammoth like? Ma'am, that's a moth. In fact, let's connect those shapes, yeah. I like that. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is the only alien that Ben whips out for Trumpipular, yeah. Battle of the Trunks. Absolutely. Did Goop have the brainstorm problem? Toys were not popular, so it didn't appear in the show much. I don't think there's any statements talking about Goop specifically. I know the brainstorm one came because somebody asked, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a similar situation. Also, he's not great in combat. He does have some great fight scenes, but I can see him being more of a challenging alien to write for. But I still would have liked to have seen him a little bit more. And then, let's see. Maybe I can give him just a little bit of a coat. Really play into that life support thing. I am reading that, right? Maybe some inspiration. So I put a lot of thought into that. I want to make sure like that's actually what it was. Monstrous mammoth like being that requires external life support to function. Yeah, okay. Sure. And with the Bane inspiration. I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing this correctly. You know. Don't you know? What's next for 5 years? When's the next 5 years later video coming out? This summer. Summer. In fact, I can tell you now, as much as it sounds like a joke, we are putting out a preview of episode 14 on April 1st. It's 100% real. I promise you, I swear on my life. It is a real preview of 5YL episode 14 coming this April 1st. Completely canon. You gotta do the voice when you say, "This summer, worlds collide. The supernatural meets extraterrestrial. In a battle that spans timelines, lifetimes, and the time of your life." The ultimate joke is it not being a joke. Yup, exactly. They're gonna click on it and be like, oh, what bullshit is this? And it's gonna be a real preview of episode 14. It's the ultimate joke. Let's see. I know he is elephant-like, but I kind of want to give him fingers, or at least like little nubbies. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. Hold on. Let me mess with it for a bit. I'm thinking because if he uses his strength power, he might want a little bit more dexterity than just like little nubs, you know? Especially, yeah, if his muscles are growing out. Maybe the fingers can even grow longer. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. But enough. And you're gonna see the muscle tissue underneath, so... And the skin ripping off. I'm sure Kellen's gonna love creating some lore for this guy. Trying to come up with the justification for this. Joke's on you, it's real. Yup. Do I think that Ben 10 can scan the DNA of monsters from Monster Hunter? I have a video on that. What Ben 10 can and can't turn into. I would check that out. And you may find your answers lie within there. Maybe even like gloves too. You know, why not? Little Bane gloves. Little Bane gloves. Yeah. Oh, it sounds like my printer's trying to work. I have an old printer I'm trying to boot up again. So far, no luck really, but I'm gonna keep trying. Is it just me, or is it weird that we never saw dinosaurs outside of Washington, B.C., even after we got time travel? I wouldn't say weird. You know, what else would you do with them if you could? Would they go back in time? Would they revive them? Would Dr. Animo try it again? There's a couple solutions, but I wouldn't say it's weird. Like, there's something wrong with it. It's just not what they ended up doing. Too. Okay. I like the basic body shape. The arm is going to be its own dedication. So what I'm going to do now is do the basic body and fill him out with that weird arm skin rip effect once I have this locked in. So I don't like deviating unless I know what I'm deviating from, you know what I mean? Cool. How do I think a Godzilla the series crossover with Ben 10 and Danny Phantom and Transformers would go? I haven't seen any Godzilla media, so I would have no idea. And I'm not well versed in Transformers either. But it'd probably go pretty nuts. I mean, they all seem like they have very interesting characters and designs, so I don't know, maybe if it lines up and scans a Godzilla, that could happen. When he does, you hear Godzilla by Eminem. I know that. I know that song. I guess stupid. Can Clockwork's powers turn people younger and not just mess with time itself? I think so. I think there's a fair argument to be made there. Sure. Damoth. Damoth. Oh, god dammit. What's the lore behind the channel and the name Ink Tank? Why'd you name it that? Oh, god, it's been a while. I think, and this is just what I remember of the story, it was me, Hershey, and Alex, Insane Main, when he was with us, rest in peace, talking about trying to come up with a group name to make it more obvious that there's a team of people working on this stuff, and it's not just the Kuro the artist name. And I think I pitched Think Tank because it sounded like, you know, it's a real term. It sounded official, and it kind of is what we felt like. And then I think at the time, they might even still, Man of Action had the words Think Tank in their bio, and either Alex or Hershey said, I don't know, because they have that. People might think we're copying them. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. And one of us pitched Ink Tank. And it just clicked. I don't think we had too many other names or discussions about it. It felt like it was a very easy conversation to have. What up, y'all? Just drawing ourselves an alien mammoth. You know how it is. Tuesday at 2. Loving all the crossover pitches in the chat. Y'all hear that? I just popped my neck. I've been doing that a lot lately. Maybe I gotta go get it, like, professionally chiropracted or whatever. Okay. Damoth. Let's see. Fun fact, you can get radiation poisoning if you eat 50 million bananas. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll avoid that then. I'm gonna give him 3 holes. This is gonna be special. Gee, Bill. He's got to breathe real hard. Super duper hard, some might say. Give that power to Banana Alien. Yeah, the Banana Alien has radiation abilities on par with Atomics. Hear me out. 10k fuse is Humongous Horn Godzilla. That'd be Dino Mito. The mightiest dino that ever did Fido. Well, it's time for a Mochi interlude. What's up, girl? Climb aboard. Alright. Been watching a lot of New Girl lately. when I draw 5YL. Have y'all seen that show? I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would. It's pretty good. Zoe Deschanel, Jake Johnson. Curious about the last transformation on playlist 80, the one named Kai Massive. Does that have anything to do with the TV show Legends of... I haven't heard of that show. You'd have to ask Drazen if there was any inspiration from that show. There could have been, but if there was, it was not from my own passion for it. Sorry if that's disappointing. Just watched a few and beyond, like the Lizard Remain episode. Still my favorite episode. Yeah, that one's up there for me too. That's the first one I really got to write for elaborately, and it's like a whole little story. It taught me a lot about editing, so I got a lot out of it, just like from the production sense. And as a result, I love what we were able to do. Ash's lore is spot on as always. We got to work with some new talent who we were able to bring back in various ways, like Sam Slade as Charmcaster. She's returning for Andy on the movie. We had Joy as Cece. Would love to work with her again. Originally we tried to get Joy back to be the not Arrow to Go, what's the clothing one, outfits announcer for Zanelli, but she was not available, so we just had Yvonne do it, but Yvonne still killed it. Who else did we have? We had Kellen as Caladrin in that one. That was great. Thank you. Oh, look, it's Mr. O.R. Ash himself in the chat. Ashing it up and down the town. Hey, what's it called when Ryan throws a party? It's an OR bash. There's some lazy joke writing there for you. Do you think Ben would name a Godzilla transformation Ultra Beast? Maybe. Maybe something a little cooler, something with a zing to it. Ultra Beast is a little too forward. Then again, he's got, like, you know, way bigger forearms. I get it, but I think the longer it goes on, the more dedication he gives to alien names. At least it seems. You know, we had Shock Squatch, Grav Attack, Crash Hopper. Those got some zing to them. In fact, I think all of the Omniverse names had some pretty creativity behind them. Omniverse, Aliens, Astrodactyl, Bullfrag, Blocks, but Blocks got to spell it pretty cool, so it made up for it with that. You know, added that little fling to it. Who else was there? Feedback. Feedback ruins it. Feedback was kind of eh. Yeah, you're right. Ultra Beast, fuck it. Who cares? Goddamn Feedback. Everything's cool about you but your name. Could have called him Plug Man. Kuro giving Blocks praise? Yeah, for my favorite alien, of course. Blocks is the best. I've been a Blocks fan since day one. Have I ever considered making a playlist called The Blacklist, Aliens Considered Too Dangerous to Transform Into? Yes, that is called the Powerhouse playlist. But Ben did it anyway. So, oops. Feedback should have been called Dread Shock. Okay, alright. That's actually pretty dope. Dread Shock? Like Dreadlock, but Shock. I like that one. That one's pretty good. That's a good one. Kuro cheating on Swampfire real. Yeah, fuck Swampfire. That stupid pile of mud. I hope he gets his vines tangled up the next time he sleeps on his side like an idiot. What drawing tablet am I using? I'm using the Galman PD 1560, I believe. I got it through a sponsorship and I've used it ever since. So that's the thing with my sponsors, like, I try to actually use them, like, no fake shit. In fact, the only reason I'm not using the Liber Nobo chair is because Yvonne was using it last night. It's over to my left. But yeah, VPNs, tablets, gadgets, wallet stuff. Anything I'm sponsoring, I legitimately use. I used HelloFresh. I used Factor. Shit was good. Though generally, I do enjoy cooking more, though. Like, Factor is really good for if you don't have time, but I got the time. But their meals were pretty good. I liked them. Might even get them every now and then as a treat. I think I saw some in stores. I don't think it has to be a subscription service. I could be wrong. I'll check next time. HelloFresh too. I think I used HelloFresh for like 3 years. But then I just started memorizing all of the recipes. It taught me well. I will say that too. Like, that's another good thing about like those things. Like, they actually can teach you like a lot of tips and tricks here. So even if you only use them temporarily, you'll get a lot out of it. Like, I learned how to make sauce, a couple different sauces, like 2 or 3 sauces from doing HelloFresh. You can give me just like a mess of ingredients now. I can make a sauce. Easy. Alfredo. Pasta sauce or red sauce. I can make a gravy. Look at this guy. He's kind of cute, isn't he? Little doo-wop bop here. Little 4-part harmony. Did I see the Dynamite issue 2 covers? I did. I thought about covering them, but I don't want to press my luck too much. You know, the last 2 videos I did great. I don't want to just start being one of those channels that report on every small thing. You know. It is useful. I watch a couple of them myself, but again, like, there's already channels that do that. I really only want to make videos on things like if I feel like I have something I want to say. But there's also Twitter accounts too. Ben 10 News over on Twitter. They're really good at keeping up with things. Levi Church, shout out to Levi. He seems to be pretty on top of Dynamite's updates lately. Go subscribe to Levi Church. But yeah, I mean, if they're all doing it, I don't need to do it. What do I think of drawing a Compound V soup from the Boys universe as a Ben 10 alien? I mean, that's more of like my ideology on like ecto energy or superhero, super soldier serum, like Captain America stuff. That's not really a transformation thing. That's like a chemical. Like, any of Ben's aliens can be injected with Compound V. That wouldn't create its own unique alien. Like, you can give Forearms Compound V, Heat Blast. Like, is that what you're talking about? Like, we take an alien and give it Compound V? Or are you talking about a Compound V alien? Well, thank you for the donation from the Design Spirit. Bad idea. Ben 10 for Mortal Kombat 13. Bad idea? Fuck it, put him in. I will happily support anything Ben 10. If Ben 10's in Mortal Kombat, I'm Mortal Kombat's biggest fan. I'm buying their shirts, I'm buying the games. I'm streaming it all day. All day. So that's how you can tell I'm watching New Girl, if you know what that is. If I could eat any alien, what would I? What wouldn't I? I'd eat them all. Have myself a nice Vaxasaurian steak with a side of Imperi flavored slushy jello. Get myself a nice Methanosian and Floranin salad. They're all getting destroyed. Get myself a martini with some segmentisamian rocks on the brim. Is this meant to be a subspecies of another elephant alien? No, it is not. This is a pure mammy here. Pure mamma glands. Do I think if Ben ever scanned, like, oh, so many gods, I'm sorry, I just don't know enough about Godzilla to keep this going. I appreciate the enthusiasm, but you're asking the wrong guy. If the Dynamite comic gave the aliens extra powers, what would I want to see? I'd want to see Overflow do more stuff. Because, like, even though it's not the same continuity, I've gotten so many, like, diverse abilities out of, like, you know, Heat Blast, Forearms, Accelerate throughout the years. Maybe it's just because I haven't seen all of the reboot. But I did study up a fair amount of it for videos over the years. But, I mean, I feel like Overflow could use a couple extra love, especially because he's like the first predominantly reboot alien in Dynamite. He's got a big spotlight on him. People are really gonna want to be convinced he's worth being there over like Ripjaws or Wild Mutt. So I'd say let's give Overflow some extra love to make sure he seems like a smart choice. Sorry, I really gotta blow my nose. It's gonna be that time. Pickled Lepidopteran larva. Now we're fucking talking, Nugget. Hell yeah. You forgot to make a part 2 for that Ben 10 trivia drinking game. Oh, I didn't forget. It's just a big project. It's already been shot. But there's a lot to edit. We shot it with 3 cameras and there's 6 hours of footage. So that's a lot of footage to sort through on top of everything else we're trying to do. It unfortunately cannot be prioritized right now. I like Dynamite Overflow a lot now that he's like a terrifying steam engine thing. Yeah, the design is good. I gotta see where it goes, what it can really do. But I am happy with it so far. You know what? I am gonna make these like toe textured, like the nail texture. They're just gonna be longer. art should be smooth, as if it's coming out of the glove. We can do it like a sock. Yeah. 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 What would I draw the Fuel Run ball alien that debuted in Fuel Run? Isn't that Portaler? That's Portaler, right? I've done Portaler. He's shown up in 5YL already too. He's voiced by Kellen. Yeah, Portaler's around. Have I seen the new Invincible season? If so, which episode was my favorite? I have seen it. I've seen a lot of praise for the second episode. And I think it's because I read the comics first. I wasn't as impressed with it. Maybe if that was like my first time learning all of that stuff, I would have gotten the whoa! But honestly, they were all kind of the same to me. I do like the second episode for Alan and Nolan's dynamic. I think that's pretty great. But it wasn't so great that it made me be like, yeah, episode 2 fucks. You know, like all 3 of them, they were good and I liked them about equally. But I'm still very excited for season 4, sorry. Especially with the new Hell storyline that's not in the comics. That's intriguing. Wonder what they're gonna do. No spoiler, please. I didn't watch Invincible yet. Okay, I won't talk too much about it then. Vulpamancer steak. Give me Vulpamancer hot dogs. You know, what would be a good bun? A bun for a hot dog? Maybe that's a tough one. Can make a lettuce wrap out of a Floronin, but I already put them in the salad. Yeah, which alien makes the most sense as a bun? Arburian Pelarotian bun or something? I don't know. No, because they're furry. Duncan said they're furry, and if that's true, that you don't want a hairy bun. Maybe you can mine the shell. I don't think the shell is furry. Let's see. Gotta follow that curve. Yeah. Why is Kuro in the chat slowly becoming Grandpa Max? That's not even what Grandpa Max says. I don't know. I mean, I feel like naturally, like, we probably would eat the aliens if they were real. Although, no, they are more sentient. Like, a higher being might eat them. But, I mean, you put a dead Vaxasaurian in front of me in a grill. I don't know. Well, hold on. Let me get these blocks in there. I might have to move that line up more. All right. Elephant Man. Brilliant. Do I think 5 years later in the alternate timeline where Eon won, do I think he went to other dimensions? Like, oh my god. You gotta stop with the Godzilla thing, dude. I'm trying to be cool about it, but I've made it pretty clear this isn't the place for it. What would a cerebral crustacean taste like? You know, that does get me thinking a lot about how it seems seafood is like some of the least flavored food out there, or at least like artificially flavored afterward, like seasoned. A lot of fish food is like eaten just as is. You don't really flavor it. Maybe some butter and salt, but barely. So it'd probably taste pretty good naturally. You wouldn't have to even do too much about it. Just crack one open. Would you eat the brain? You could. No one's stopping you. Yeah. I suppose it is kind of this far down based on the changing perspective. Oh, you know what it is? It slides down. Right? No? How would this go? Yeah, I think like that. Yeah, that was right. If the ink tank would have its own space coalition, which tank crew would be in charge? I don't know. Whoever knows the most about space maintenance. Which I hope to God isn't me, because I barely know shit. Someone's... Maybe Kellen. Kellen seems like he knows a lot about space maintenance. Maybe I can put those little, like, sound devices in his ears too. Well, they're not sound, but more just some type of link. It's almost like a piercing. Just to put in more areas. What planet is this alien from? Do I have species in Homeworld here? I don't think I do. Yeah, I guess Kellen will have to make it up, unless Drazen comes up with something. Yeah, we could just have it like right here. I think Damoth comes from the same system as Elemental and Arctis. I don't believe so. All of those have different origins, especially different creators. You know, Arctis, Elemental. The only real similarities is the elephant assets, but I mean a lot of aliens share characteristics between each other that aren't related. There's of course all of the friggin' bug aliens. I swear to God, there's like at least 100 bug ones. It's just like elephants have a little bit more obvious characteristics or underutilized, so I think it stands out more. But by that logic, like all of the bunny transformations need to be related, all of the insect transformations need to be related, all the fire transformations and so on. I think having to tighten things like that makes it more restrictive than it needs to be. What alien would be the best at poker? Brainstorm, Shark Tank, Piggy Bank, or Jumpstart? I'm gonna say Brainstorm because his face would be the hardest to read. Just like this bit, at least in 5YL, because of his face being like very crab-like and weird. You know, Jumpstart has facial expressions. You know, as much as you want to hide them, they're facial expressions. Same with Piggy Bank and Snark Tank. Whereas Brainstorm, it's like whether he's telling the truth or lying, it's just crab face, you know? I would say that really protects his ability to get through things. While we're coming up on the halfway point of the stream, I do want to emphasize once again, I will be streaming tonight at 7 p.m. EST. With the links down below on the Rural Justice Network social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are doing a fundraising live stream / informational promotion live stream for our 6th Small Town Pride event. I will be there at the start and then be operating it from behind the scenes. If you're unable to donate, at least tuning in, we'd really appreciate your support. If you're not sure what that is, the stream is informative enough, so you can go in blind and be able to follow along pretty reasonably. And hopefully, we'll see a couple of you there. It would be an honor. Good answer. I was thinking that Jumpstart's advantage would come from being able to save his place in time after every hand. True. He could cheat. I think at least Brainstorm would be able to tell he's cheating, though. Just through his observation and deduction. Whether or not he'd be able to prove it and convince the others, that's another thing, but I think Brainstorm would be able to catch on to Jumpstart's shenanigans. Maybe he could, like, sense the timeline change with the electrical waves in his brain or some shit. I don't know. You could write a reason. You certainly can. Hey, Kuro, I've wanted to say this for a long time. I'm a huge fan of your work on Aliens of Ben 10 because I love Ben 10. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. I'm really glad you enjoy the work that I'm able to do. I do have a wonderful support system through the Ink Tank, though, so shout outs to them, the rest of the gang as well. But yeah, I'm glad you're digging it and getting something out of it. That's why I do it. Look at this guy. Look at it. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'll even get to his arm today. Maybe. I kind of want to a little bit just to show y'all what I'm talking about. In fact, yeah, let's mess around with that a little bit. I want it to be very thick to the skin ripping off of him. Beautiful. Something like this. Well, I don't know if it'd rip like that. Like if there'd be a perfect hole in it. Maybe some ends would snap. But yeah, I think it would behave a little bit differently. Yeah. That works for me. Like we'd have the muscles working their way through, big strong elephant muscles. I'm not sure they have to be super accurate, but just in case. Let's look at the muscle structure. Yeah, it is close. It's believable enough. What I have so far. You know, like you can tell it's a freaking muscles. This, of course, you know, would still be furry. Yeah, you seeing it? I suppose it just like regenerates and heals over him when he's done. Or at best, it heals when Ben turns back to human and then uses him again at a later point. Some little indents in there. Make it look very stretched, almost rubbery. But just in case, I am doing the arms separately. I might even do the whole body first before I do that, so I can double check with Drazen that this is what he's thinking. If it ends up not being that, then we change it off stream, folks. And you'll see it on our socials when it's good and ready. Next video when? This Saturday. It's going to be the win-loss ratio of every alien. I think I'm finally going to be able to get it out. I've been trying to get it out for weeks. There's been a couple of delays here and there concerning some of the production of it, but it's coming this weekend. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it really is this time. Thoughts on PJ Mask? I don't know. What's PJ Mask? Oh, I have not seen this. It's colorful. There you go. Where's Kellen? Kellen unfortunately was not able to join us this week. He is on an airplane coming back into the city, and he must remain undercover for the next 4.5 days until his mission is completed. Have I seen the new revealed comic designs? Yes, I have. I have seen those. I talked a little bit about them earlier this stream, but I'm happy with them. Let's see it. Bring me to life. When the breakdowns are done, will there be a final ranking video? Maybe. My worry about that is, like, if you get all of the ratings in one video, does it not negate the need to watch all the others? That's my fear of it, like spending 5-6 years making all these videos and then just completely making them irrelevant with one video. I think it's more fun doing it video by video, seeing how it evolves and changes. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Kellen will return in Avengers Doomsday. What's the background song used in the Bill Gax Rockstar song? Oh, it's a mashup of a whole bunch of songs. I think they're in the description of the video, but I was just kind of amusing myself for a bit and putting together whatever came to mind. Hold on. I need to screenshot this so when I zoom in here, I can look at it for reference. Let's do the wide berth for now. elephant shoes. The gang crash land on Inner Transl. They do. Over and over and over and over again. I love that Bill Gax is Ash's dad. Me too. I'm pretty sure that was all Ash's idea. That was pretty funny. I think Kuro's against AI. I am completely against AI. Get that fake salami out of my mommy. And you can quote me. What am I up to next after Ben 10 breakdowns and 5YL comic? I'll probably just fade out of existence. My purpose will be served, and I'll have nothing to tether me to this plane anymore, and I'll evaporate into the cosmos. So, you know, until then, enjoy me while you can. What about Temperus? Is another good one for the planet name. Like temperature and trumpet. That's good. I like that. That's creative. Shrimpers. Ba, ba, ba. Don't get me wrong, I'm against AI in creative fields, but it just seems like we don't really have a choice. You absolutely have a choice. The only thing you don't really have a choice is when you Google things. I don't think there's a way to turn off the Google AI, but like you can actively just not use AI. It is 100% a choice. It might be unavoidable in the sense that it won't lead our culture, but you don't have to contribute to it. How many variant covers do you think you'll see for chapter 14 from fans? I might draw one. Oh yeah, you know what? I was thinking about doing variant covers for 14. I don't even know what I want to put on the cover. Like, I have an idea for an image, but it's literally like a major spoiler. So I'm like, I don't think I could put that on the cover. Maybe after it's been out for a bit. I don't know. Yeah, I'm very unsure of what I want the cover of episode 14 to look like, but I'd love to see other people do their goes at it. I've seen people make their own custom covers. I remember a couple of years from back in the day. Those were neat. I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, we can. I have to go now. My home planet needs me. Kuro's late words. That's right. I wonder if I'll put Keep It Fizzy on my gravestone when I die. I think it'd be kind of neat, but like, I don't know. Maybe a little cheesy, a little much. It should just be like a QR code to watch 5YL on my gravestone. Like, even in death, I'm promoting the shit out of this comic. Ben cloned himself using Echo Echo, and each clone turned into Ghost Freak, could a difference of scare have taken over each one? Maybe. I really wish they explained that cloned stuff more, because, you know, it creates questions like those, and there's nothing really to say no. It just sounds like too broken of a possibility. I mean, shit, what's stopping him? Should have put limits on it. And the fact he never even does it again, too, never even talks about it again. What the fuck? Such a stupid episode. It's so dumb. Will I make a review of the Ben 10 comic when it's out? Absolutely. As much as I can help it, literally the day it comes out. In case I can't buy it digitally. I just set up my printer to try to use it as a scanner. Because I'm going to need reference images when I'm talking about it. I don't want to just talk about it with nothing to show of it. I tried taking pictures off of my phone. It never comes out as smooth. So, I'm already planning on it well over a month in advance, but I'll figure it out. Hope for any new aliens who appear in the comics. I think it's too early to even bother talking about that personally. Like, I need to see what the foundation is, and we're already talking new aliens and shit. It's way too early. Hold your horses, folks. We haven't even seen a single one like in action yet. First issue ain't even out. Machi, folks. Would I put a QR code on my gravestone? Yeah, if it's funny enough, and I can guarantee the QR code will last at least 50 years. I don't know, I wouldn't mind my death being hilarious. Not pathetic, but hilarious. If there's a way to make that happen, I'm game. Steal from Author a little bit. All right, now's the fun part, so to speak. Let's see what color everything's gonna be. Where's the Omnitrix? Great question. Right here. Right friggin' here. No author. There it is. The Omnitrix. I have come too far to be denied. Ring ring. Is this the Krusty Krab? Oh, not that one. What I'll miss the most about Five Whales, more casual aliens. I will miss random aliens now that Alien X entered space. Well, who says it's all gonna end with Alien X? Where are you getting that from? Certainly not me. I never said that. What did I think when Exo Skull reappeared in Omniverse? I thought they made him super lame. I'm not even gonna lie. He sucks in Omniverse. So the hard reflective texture for the fur is going to come in with the shining and shading. So it's a little tricky to tell right now that it's like thick metal prickly hairs on him. But we'll get there when we get there. I think it's coming out pretty neat. What do y'all think, gang? Pretty biggie cheese for you? Ah, Divinity, more like Divinidick. Ah, Dickvinity was right there. Shiny Rowlet, Kuro, what is the hardest thing for me to draw? For you, me, it's either horses or equine creatures. I struggle with horses for a bit. I think I've drawn enough horses where I feel like it's not too much of a hassle as much as it used to be, but most of my life I would 100% horses just like you. Mostly things just I don't care for. Like, it makes it harder because it takes more effort. And I practice it less too, but like if I really locked in, I could probably do it. But the passion, like, it's harder when the passion isn't there. Like, I hate drawing vehicles. I hate drawing weapons. I hate drawing, it's pretty much, that's a big part of it. I'd say vehicles and weapons. I don't gotta overcomplicate it. Just because I don't care for it, so it's harder to come out. Like, I'd rather draw 1,000 horses than have to draw a car. No fucking thanks. Too boxy, too boring. I do not care about cars. What do I think happened to the Mad Gwen and Kevin? They probably calmed down. I love how it's saying Damoth. It's just Manny. Yeah, I didn't have a Photoshop reference for this one. Drazen made the snap trapper reference that was on one of the thumbnails, and I made the Thor one myself. But with Damoth, I just couldn't think of something that'd be funny and simple without like making a whole Photoshop thing. And I figured, Manny, sure. For little joke references like that, if I actually put effort into it, it's not as funny. Damoth. What is this Mammoth's powers? He can get really mad and grow big muscles and rip through his skin. He has very good memory, very high intelligence in that factor. You know, he remembers everything. And there was one other thing. Sorry, I don't have it memorized. His skin is just naturally thick too. He's got a sonic boom with powerful lungs and vocal cords. Yeah, that's about it. Pretty straightforward. Or should I say pretty gay backward? I hope at least one of you laughed. right, look at that. Wow. Now that is a mammoth. Wasn't there an episode or a breakdown or something where I said like Hanny and Melon or something? Sometimes I catch myself doing that, but I leave them in anyways just for the hell of it. Like, I think in this Saturday's video I had like a crazy sneeze attack or something. I forgot what it was, but there was just some obnoxious sound I made during recording. I figured, fuck it, I'll leave it in. See who points it out, see who comments. So look out for that. If it frickin' comes out this Saturday. We'll see. Hot damn. That's an elephant. They're great. Is there a limit to how many DNA samples Omnitrix can store within itself? I don't think so. Seems to be pretty unlimited. Pretty, Spider-Man unlimited. Who's my favorite alien from the reboot? Probably Shock Squatch by default, but I don't really care for him either. I didn't really enjoy too many of the reboot aliens. Gax and Shock Squatch were cool, but not enough for me to have a passion for them. Slackback is kind of unique, but his impracticality really weighs him down for me. And, you know, Surge speaks for itself. And there's 5, right? There's Surge, Slapback, Shock Squatch. Yeah, have I been saying that the whole time? Shock Rock, Gax, Surge, Slapback, and who was the 5th one? I know there was a 5th one. Overflow. God damn it! Holy shit! Yeah, Overflow. He wasn't an additional one, so he didn't come to mind. Yeah, I don't care for Overflow. Maybe the comic will change my mind. Maybe it will. Kind of hoping it does, actually. I don't like disliking aliens. But I do. I scoober doober do. Any tips on how I can make my recently converted Ben 10 fan friend to watch 5YL? Just put it on. Don't even ask. Like, if you're with them, just like, be like, yo, check this out. And just put it on and see what happens. Although if it's recent, like they haven't even finished Ben 10 yet, maybe wait if they care about spoilers. But if they don't, then fuck it, just show it to them. See what happens. No, I made him watch the whole franchise. Okay, then yeah, fuck it. Just, like, put it on. What do I think about the Ben 10 redraw trend? I think some of the things are really fun to see, but it sours me when I see it used as ammo to put down other art styles. That kind of ruins it for me. But when you're just doing it for the hell of it, I enjoy it. Who do I think is the best Ben 10 written villain? None. Alright. We're getting close to the end, gang. End of the stream, that is. I still have to shade this guy and then draw his whole other arm. Look at that. Really getting in there, huh? Really cramming it in. Beautiful. Alright. So, we're gonna have to make the skin looks shiny. There's a couple of different ways we can do that. I'm gonna test one out right here on this arm. Furry skin, I should say. Do I think Van Kleiss's left arm has really bad tan lines? Yeah, for sure. Quick question, Kuro. If I had to choose a favorite Benton alien, which one would it be? Probably Blocks. I think he's a good choice. He's pretty swell. Okay, so we do a basic shade. Now, I did use a slightly blue tinted shade, opposed to just the regular black that I usually do for wiki art. So I'm thinking we do a couple of thick shine effects, especially along the edge here. And then we'll finish that off with a bounce shine on the other side. And it'll be our little secret. How would I feel about a Swampfire Blocks Fusion? I mean, Swampfire would kind of weigh it down, unfortunately, but if you had to, sure. I mean, any Blocks Fusion would be great. In fact, I think what kind of ruins it is having it touch on the bottom like that. It shouldn't be a full. Yeah. That looks much better. Much better. Like Weezer's sweater. Alright, that's a pretty good shine effect, right? Kind of gives the impression the hair is kind of thick and shiny. I think this is a good stopping point. I know this isn't quite at the 2-hour mark, but this is a bit of an investment. Maybe I can talk to the chat for another minute or so, but I think this is a great stopping point. And we would also need to put his good old transforming R in there too. So he's going to take a little bit more dedication than I have time for right now. But I'm liking it. In fact, let me try something real quick. Nope, that looks dumb. Never mind. Maybe white? White's kind of cool. Oh, shit. Y'all see this? The tube on this side is going underneath the ear flap, while on this side it's going above. I'm gonna have to fix that. Yeah, he's gonna take a little bit of work. I gotta fix that thing. I gotta shade his fur and his armor. Then I gotta draw that whole hand. But yeah, let's see what's going on with the chat for the last minute or so. And I do want to once again plug the Small Town Pride stream I am doing tonight in about 3 hours from now on all of the Rural Justice Network socials. You can find links to them in the description of this video. We will be going live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I think I'm gonna be involved in the intro. I'm like all but sure, but I'm gonna be operating the stream from behind the scenes. It's an organization I've been part of for 6 years now. Past couple of years, I've been promoted to president of the nonprofit, so you know I take a lot of the efforts we're doing seriously. I want to give it the best that I can. I figured, you know, I try not to use the Inktape platform too much meshed together with Rural Justice Network, just so there's no expectations that the Rural Justice Network is going to do anything Inktape. They're two completely separate things. The only thing that has them united is me, but they could share a little bit of tension every now and then, within reason. But please tune in. If you can't donate, that is totally fine. I would appreciate your viewership, or just share it around on your own socials. And if you're in the New England area, we'd love for you to come. It'd be pretty dope. Author is finished. No, Author is not finished either. I'll probably do like a big finishing up stream sometime if I don't find time to work on them in the next couple of weeks or so. But I guess we'll have to see. Would I do some Earth transformations like dolphin, mice, or octopus? I think that'd be fun. Yeah, I've talked about that a couple of times. I definitely want to do mouse and dolphin since they've been like canonically established. So that could be interesting. Plan for a Pac-Mar transformation. We do have an idea for a Pac-Mar transformation. We'll be getting to that one. What are my thoughts on Dynamite Ben's life being more tragic? None. I mean, the first issue isn't out, so I got nothing to say. Like, I really need to read it. You know, all we can really answer for is just our vague guesses based off of like a minute amount of information. So I have no thoughts or opinions on it at all. Does Author have a pot belly? More of just like a sack sort of shape, like potato sack, or like a ball sack, pretty much. You know, that very like rounded trapezoidal shape. Kind of like that. How is it doing your Masters of All Time review for Dr. Wardy's series? I loved doing that. I love any chance I get to talk about Danny Phantom. I can talk about Danny Phantom as much as I can talk about Ben 10. But you know, the videos seem to gravitate towards Ben 10 based on the community we've cultivated. But I loved it. Master of All Time is one of my favorite episodes. He asked me which episode I wanted to talk about. I gave him like 4 or 5. I was willing to talk about a couple of my other favorites. Are Memory Blank, the season 2 premiere when he first gets the logo. That's a fun one. Micromanagement, just for the visual thing, it's fun to see him go through all the costumes, and you know, teaming up with Dash was kind of neat. Have I seen Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Yes, I have. It's really good. I've seen it twice. I saw it when it was first airing, and then I rewatched it a couple of years ago. I think it still holds up. Rushed finale though. But it has a finale. I think they knew they weren't getting a 3rd season, so like they did an ending so that it didn't just end on a cliffhanger. But you can tell it was like they needed an extra season. The last couple episodes could have been a whole season. Which character would actually use the Omnitrix for its original purpose? Eunice, I guess. I don't know. I'm surprised I hear micromanagement. Fun choice. Yeah, I like a lot of the fun episodes too, like Splitting Images. No, Splitting. I always get that confused. Splitting Images is the one with Poindexter, the one where like he passes through the ghost catcher and gets split into 2. I love episodes that experiment with different formulas. That's also why I love Masters of All Time too. It's a what if. It's a time travel. It has clockwork in it. It's got Vlad. I love most Vlad episodes. Not all, but most. What was the one? Infinite Realms. I think I pitched that one too. But yeah, I ended up landing on Masters of All Time. Do I think a human transformation would be desirable to hypothetical extraterrestrial Omnitrix users? Sure. I mean, Max wanted to bang a green lizard lady and a glowing purple lady, so I mean, attraction is subjective no matter the species. Do I like Free Show? Yeah, I guess. I've warmed up to him. I didn't really care for him growing up, but I've come around to him. Have a great rest of your day and keep it fizzy, Kuro. Thank you very much, Beyond Studios. I appreciate that. I'll take one more. Also a wee bit tired, and I do have a stream later today too, so gotta save the mental energy. Ugh. Let's see, what's a good one? A lot of these can be answered in the 300k special video, the what can Ben turn into. I think y'all should just check out that video. Will there be content on the Dynamite comic? Yes, I have answered this before, but I will answer it again because I'm very enthusiastic about it. I plan to cover every single issue as close to the day it comes out as I can, if not the day it comes out. I can't think of anything that would prevent me from doing so, but I have had surprising scenarios happen basically all the time. But right now the plan is to cover every issue. And I'd love to have some of the writers on the channel too. If Duncan wants to come on, Joe Casey, Joe Carey, Kelly, sorry, did I say Carey? Stephen T. Siegel. You get the art. Oh, Carey, because of Robert Carey, the artist. I'm getting everybody mixed up. Get them on board. Eric Conte doing some of the artwork. It'd be cool to talk to him about coming back to Ben 10 after doing some concepts. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Please, if you find time in the next, in 3 hours, not in the next, but in 3 hours, if you can join the RJN donation stream, I'd really appreciate that. You can find the links to all that down below. New video coming out this Saturday, and then Hawk Down next Tuesday. But until then, have a great rest of your week, and as always, keep it fizzy.